One of the more outrageous characters of Australian political history, once touted as a future Liberal Prime Minister, is on the comeback trail. Political veteran and controversial businessman John Elliott is running for the Melbourne City Council. He's on a joint ticket with his old friend, pollster Gary Morgan, and they're after the plum posts of Mayor and Deputy Mayor. But their campaign has annoyed some of their Conservative friends, as Heather Hewitt reports.
Going across here. Here, over here, John. We need the support from you guys for the council.
We need your support from the council.
We'd like to have you put our sign up for the council.
They're an unlikely pair. Pollster Gary Morgan campaigning to be Melbourne's Lord Mayor, with his old friend John Elliott running for deputy. And they reckon they're onto a winner, with their main election promise: more underground car parks to ease traffic congestion.
More car parks underground here at the markets, more car parking, more car parking.
Hey, don't worry, I'll be voting for you, mate. I don't like Carlton, mate. I'm a Collingwood man, mate.
Oh, where's your tattoo?
It's a far cry from the heady days of the 1980s, when John Elliott seemed to have it all. The chairman of Elders IXL and Carlton and United Breweries, he was touted as a future Prime Minister when he was federal president of the Liberal Party, a role he took just as seriously as the presidency of his beloved Carlton Footy Club.
I'm an ordinary bloke. Like me footy, got a footy team. Like me beer, got a brewery.
It all ended in controversy and court cases. But now John Elliott is staging a political comeback. He says to revitalise Melbourne with his running mate Gary Morgan. They want to cut rates by 5%, preserve more heritage buildings and get a train service between the city and the airport.
Now, some people told us Gary and I were too old. Well, if you reckon we're too old, the young ones are free to stand. We've got the experience and we've both got enough time to do the job properly. Well, we've just been through the market. They didn't ask me how old I was.
No one mentions age to us ever.
Yeah.
They all say I'm 45 or 50.
Yeah, I had my 61st birthday yesterday.
Is that a fib?
Oh, only a little one.
In fact, he's just turned 71 and spent some of his birthday with Gary Morgan on the hustings in Melbourne's prestigious Collins Street.
One of the great streets of the world. There's Collins Street, Park Avenue, there's Piccadilly and the Champs-Élysées, and Collins Street tops them all.
I'm not sure about that, Gary.
No vote is left to chance, including chasing Frank, the Collins Street newsstand operator who's about to be ousted by the council.
Frank?
Yes, I'm here.
Where are you?
Frank, how are you?
Oh, Frank, here you are.
They're trying to close you down.
This is terrible,
Absolutely,
Frank.
yeah, I know.
We win the mayoralty, we won't let you get me closed down.
That'll be great, yeah.
They're men in a hurry, on their way to the main thoroughfare of Swanston Street. They claim the City Council's recent multi-million-dollar facelift of the street is an outrage.
Heather, here's the problem. The bike track's here.
Yeah.
And in the morning there's bikes going all the way down. If you want to get on that tram there, you've got to look out for the bikes. It's unsafe. And they've spent $29 million doing this. I just can't believe what help it is to anybody.
Now, don't get on the track, John, otherwise I'll wipe you out. Now, this hospital car, it's got to stop. It's got to stop behind the tram. Now, if the tram's on the other side, won't
So
get
what happens
past.
if somebody has a heart attack in Myers and you're trying to get them to the Alfred Hospital, and that's what happens. You're going to
He's
sit
sitting
behind
there.
the tram.
He'll be dead by the time he gets to Flinders Street.
Their target is former state Liberal leader Robert Doyle, mayor for the past 4 years and after a second term.
Was this money well spent? Because your opponents argue that it's not.
Well, I mean, it's easy to criticise and to say, oh no, I wouldn't have done that. But the reality is we needed to do something with Swanston Street.
The mayor has the powerful backing of key parts of corporate Melbourne, and senior Liberals alarmed that Gary Morgan and John Elliott have preferenced the Greens ahead of Robert Doyle.
The reason we didn't place the Greens last is because the Greens and the City Council are similar to us. They love the parks and the gardens and the bike tracks and all those things, which we're happy about. Now, in federal politics, the Greens are morons, in my view, because they come up with economic things which will just cause havoc in the business community.
Then how can you justify the way you've handled preferences for the Greens?
Well, they're different people. They're worried about the same issues we are.
Also, we believe that a mayor should only be there for one term. That's very simple. It's not negotiable.
I've known Gary and John, Gary all my life, John for the last 40 years, so they're friends. But I now consider these two grumpy old men to have supped with the devil in order to try and improve their own position. They have no way of winning this election. They simply will not get enough primary votes. But by directing their preferences to the Greens, they are giving the Greens a very real chance of winning this election.
He's a friend of ours. He told everyone he's a friend of ours, and my wife said he must be a good friend if he decided he wouldn't support you as for mayor. So I've got to question whether he is our best friend.
No, he's all right. He's always been a bit all over the place.
Amid all the backchat and the Liberal rumblings, the incumbent Robert Doyle is wooing big business to fund his campaign, which, by the way, doesn't include building underground car parks.
Well, gigantic underground car parks to ring the city would not be an addition to our culture and our way of life, and it would be ruinously expensive.
Neither side has produced car park costings, but this seems an irrelevancy to Gary Morgan and John Elliott as they blaze a trail through Melbourne.
This is where football was played in the 1859 and later, 1860s, and it went from here to Richmond. And it wasn't in the MCG, it was outside the MCG. And what we're suggesting is that this whole area could be an underground car park.
Best butcher shop in Melbourne. The best wine shop in Carlton.
Thank you.
Best cold meats in Melbourne. Best coffee in the whole of Australia.
Just under 2 weeks to election day, and Jeff Kennett's grumpy old men so far look to be having a field day, win or lose.
Heather Hewitt reporting.